I just want to talk about something that's been eating me alive for the past month. I guess for backstory for anyone who cares, I posted a video with April when we were at a hotel, October 20th, and she had this heavy, long period or whatever. Fast forward to the end of December, and we're having a fight, and I tell her I don't want to see her again. You know, I want what's best for her, but I can't have it in my life. A week later, she messaged me saying, hey, this is an attempt at manipulation, but there's something that I haven't told you, and that's I haven't gotten my period since I picked you up at the hotel. Now, this is a week into January, and I said that her last period was October 20th. You know, her next one should have been November 20th. A late period would have been early December. And so my thought is, why are you telling me a week after I quit talking to you, hey, I missed my period? You know, it seems a little fishy. And so we go about 2 weeks back and forth where I'm telling her, it's not just your problem. You know, I told her to take a pregnancy test, and her response to me, and I have this on recording too, her response to me was that it wouldn't be worth her time and money because do I know how expensive pregnancy tests are? And she was explaining to me how the fact that the pregnancy test can send off a false positive, and that's why she didn't do it. A week later, she finally gets a menopause test that takes 10 days because you gotta piss on a stick every other day for 5 days. We're about 2 or 3 days in, and she messages me with a post from some girl that I follow, one of my friends that I knew from back in the day. And then she sends me some video that I posted that I unlisted. I basically told her I'm not dealing with whatever thought that you have in your mind, you know, because it happened a week before with some random person in my comments. She's like, oh, the only reason that they're doing this is because you're talking to them. And I'm like, I'm not fucking dealing with this. Fast forward to yesterday when she sent me a post from some person that I followed, and after we had this other argument, like, I don't want to see you again, you know, because I'm slowly realizing that she's just manipulative as all hell, you know, and it sickens me to know that I even had feelings for this person. It just absolutely sickens me to my stomach. She messages me today and says that she's pregnant and she's not taking the menopause test anymore and it's my kid. And she says this in a text that, yeah, good thing my parents have money that she can get from it. I guess I don't know what the fuck is going on in my life. I don't know which way she's trying to manipulate me in any way. You know, I have no idea what truth she's telling or what lies she's telling. You know, I thought I knew her. I thought I did. I thought that spending so much time with her that I knew her. But the fact of the matter is she told me so many fucking lies and then comes back later and says, oh, I was just using that to get under your skin. Were you? Or are you double downing on your fucking lie? All I know is I'm scared shitless. You know, I used a condom every single time this time around, because I'll tell you what, the first time that I was there, we had 2 pregnancy scares because our periods were far apart. You know, further than usual as she claims. You know, I have no idea who this person is. And this last time, I was so fucking scared of her getting pregnant. And I wore a condom every single time, and even with that, I pulled out. You know, and so the only way that she's pregnant with my kid is if she poked a condom and some leaked through, or she did some shady shit with my cum. You know, I have no fucking idea. I don't know if she's manipulating me now or she was manipulating me then. I want her out of my life. You know, again, it makes me sick to my stomach that I could love somebody like that. And that's my admittance, is that I fell in love with somebody like this. I fell in love with a 44-year-old woman that is just using me and manipulating me, you know? And so, I don't know where my life is gonna go. I don't even know if she's pregnant. I don't know if she's using this to get under my skin to stress me the fuck out like she has been for the past month. You know, if you know you're pregnant, why go through all the trouble buying a pregnancy test and manipulating me? You know, either way, every fucking way that you see it, it's manipulation. I've been fucking blind to it. I've been blind to all of this. And it doesn't make sense to me. All I've wanted in my life is love, to somebody to care about. You know, and I thought that I had that. I thought that I had someone that had been hurt, you know, and they're trying the best they can, but they're just fucking using me. They're manipulating me for what? You know, I gave you everything I fucking had out of my own heart. You know, that was my decision. Nobody forced me to do anything, but that was my heart that I gave you. I gave you my heart and I gave you every fucking cent I had. And now the audacity to say, oh, I'm gonna take everything that your parents have and you have because it's your kid. Allegedly. Again, I have no idea. I have no idea, and it's making me fucked up. And maybe that's what she wants. You know, maybe that's exactly what she wants, is for me to be fucked in the head, you know? I guess I just can't fathom the thought. You know, it's not so much that she's pregnant. You know, if she's pregnant, you know, again, I have no idea. If she's pregnant, let's just say, for example, out of whatever, that she's pregnant and it's my kid. She's not a good mother. She's not a good person. I wouldn't want her to be a mother to my kid. You know, and I'm not the best myself, and I admit that, and I got things that I need to work on. But I would never raise a kid with her. Never. I would rather struggle and be dirt broke just to give the kid a good life than to deal with that. The child support payments for someone that doesn't even care about the kid, doesn't even want him, just wants something out of me. I guess it makes you think about life. Your parents. Maybe they weren't ready to have a kid. They had one anyways. And maybe they did the best they could. But the things that they go through in life spills in to your own. And unless you can get rid of it, it's gonna trickle into your kids. It's gonna trickle into their kids. I guess to sum everything up to people who just skip to the end or maybe had a hard time following what I'm saying. I am the most scared I've ever been in my life. Even when I got kicked out of my parents and I didn't know where the fuck I was gonna stay. If I was staying at my friends, at my grandma's, or in my car. I'm more scared now. The thought that this person could take everything that I have, everything my parents have, and everything that I make in the future for a kid that they don't even care about. It's not a good feeling at all. I'm not sure how the court systems work. You know, if they're in favor of women having kids and you got her pregnant, so you're gonna have to pay the price. I would much rather keep the kid and struggle than to have her in my life. Again, it baffles me. It really does. I don't know where my sense of love came from to think that any of this is okay. I've been used and abused and talked down on and manipulated. And for some strange reason, I think, that's okay. She maybe really loves me. And she doesn't intend to do it. Again, I don't know where my life is headed. I don't. Apparently, I actually got a job at the bar that I applied to. But all these thoughts in my head absolutely killing me. They're killing me. In life, everyone likes to think that cigarettes are killing you. But the alcohol, the drugs, your thoughts are what's killing you. Honestly, I don't see a way out of any of this. I talk all the time about ways to be happy and content. However, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because everything that I share doesn't come from a person that is healthy or knows what's going on. It comes from a person that has no clue what's going on. Is trying to make the best of it and think, well, maybe. But I don't actually know. I guess I have nothing else to talk about. And that's the end of the video, I guess. That's how my life is going.